This video, we're going to see how do we create a personal budget. And before we really get started with this, I do want to put out the caveat that I know everyone has their own way of doing budgets. So this is kind of a general template that we use at Wake Tech for Math 143. But when you do your own budget, you might put your own style on it, and that is fine. But this is the way that we will do budgets while we're in this class. So it says Daniel and Jen are creating their monthly budget. Daniel earns $2,500 a month, and Jen earns $1,300 twice a month. They pay $1,300 a month to rent a house. They pay $180 a month for internet and cable TV. Their monthly utilities run $500. Each week they budget $100 for gas and $200 for food. They pay $600 for insurance each quarter. They pay $500 a month on student loans and $300 a month on credit card debt. They also budget $300 a month for miscellaneous household expenses and $100 each for personal expenses. So we want to create their monthly budget and calculate their cash flow. So to create a budget, we're going to have two columns. Actually, it's going to be four, but two column categories. We're going to have our income column, and then we're going to have our expense column. So within each column, we're going to list out where the money comes from and then how much they get prorated for the monthly amount. And if they're earning something a month, then that is the prorated, but if they're being paid weekly or quarterly, we'll have to do a little bit of calculation. So let's see. Daniel, he's bringing in income. He earns $2,500 a month. That's just straight up every month he gets $2,500. So I'll put that there. And then Jen earns $1,300 twice a month. So for her, we need to recognize that she gets that $1,300 twice a month, so times 2. So her prorated monthly income is $2,600. Then for their expenses, they pay $1,300 a month in rent. So we want to label that they pay $1,300 a month in rent. Then they pay $180 a month for internet and cable. So that is $180. Let's call them wider. All right. So their monthly utilities run $500 a month. Each week they budget $100 for gas. All right, so this is where it gets a little bit different. We're told that they budget $100 a week for gas, but you cannot just multiply that 100 times 4 because except for February, most months have more than 4 weeks. And if you budget for 4 weeks, you're going to have 3-4 days left over every month that you have not accounted for. So what we want to do is we want to take the fact that they budget $100 a week, and then we multiply that times the 52 weeks in a year, and then divide by 12 for the 12 months. So to get their prorated amount, again, we take the $100 a week times 52 weeks in a year divided by the number of months to see how much they should budget for gas monthly. So they should budget $433.33 a month for gas. And similarly with food, they budget $200 a week for food. So we need to take the 200 times the 52 weeks in the year divided by 12 months in the year to get a prorated amount for food. So they're getting their food and their gas expenses. All right, so they pay $600 for insurance each quarter. So a quarter is, there's 4 of them per year, so that's every 3 months is a quarter. So we need to take the $600 per quarter and divide it by 3 because they're gonna have to pay $600 every 3 months. So if we take the $600 and divide it by 3, that tells us how much they need each month for insurance. That's $200. Then they pay $500 a month on student loans. It'll be easy, just the 500, and $300 a month on credit cards, which I'll just put with CC. Then they budget $300 a month for miscellaneous expenses, and then $100 each for personal. But there's 2 of them, so that means it's $200 a month for personal. So we've listed out all of our income and all of our expenses. So the next thing we need to do is create our totals. So we just want to sum each of these columns. So I'm going to add up all of their income. And just to make that look pretty, I'll put some dollar signs on it. And then sum their expenses. And the final step is cash flow. So cash flow is defined to be your income minus your expenses. And this tells you basically how much money do you have left over every month, or how much money are you spending too much of every month. So if we look at their income minus their expenses, this gives us our cash flow. And we see that they have $320 extra right now each month. So they could take that extra and they could maybe put it in savings or put it towards retirement or save up for a new car or whatever they need to do. But right now their cash flow is $320 a month.